12 miles west of Pompeii lies an area of volcanic activity called the Phlegrean Fields. 40,000 years ago, there was an eruption here that would cause mass devastation.
It was the largest in the last 200,000 years. Volcanologists class volcanic explosivity on an index. 8 is the top, almost world-ending. This was 7, so pretty intense.
The eruption threw out 60 cubic miles of magma. Its ash cloud was huge. Particles reached as far as Asia. For the Neanderthals living in Europe, this was a terrifying apocalyptic disaster, plunging their world into darkness.
Now imagine that impact on modern humans and Neanderthals living close by. It would have completely wiped out large areas of environment that were now covered in ash. There would have been a severe impact that would have killed a huge number of animals and almost certainly humans as well.
With numbers dwindling and fewer animals to eat, as a species, they were on their knees, victims of a long chain of events that was slowly wiping them out.
It's a big headline, and it's exciting and it's explosive, but it didn't kill all the Neanderthals off. So although we know it wasn't the absolute death nail, it was just a stroke of severe bad luck that they definitely didn't need.
Rather than this being an abrupt end, it was a long, slow, drawn-out conclusion. As they enter their endgame, it's believed the last Neanderthals were eking out an existence in caves in Gibraltar, subsisting on birds and shellfish. They cling on till around 24,000 years ago, and then it's all over. It gives you even more of a sense of quite how resourceful Homo sapiens was, that they managed to survive through that. And that all these challenges that were facing Neanderthals, they were facing them too, but yet we managed to survive and to thrive. And with the Neanderthals gone, it's opened the door for the age of the modern human.
And it led to an explosion in artwork and archaeology that we see around Europe and in caves and gorges just like this.
Now Homo sapiens are free to rise, and we discover their culture was surprisingly complex. They left us tantalizing glimpses of their way of life. Through their art, we gain a window into their world. And not just artistic expression, they left behind evidence that hints at some kind of belief in an afterlife and rituals that celebrate the dead. Many skeletons have been found covered in beads and carved shells, carefully handcrafted using tiny pieces of flint. They're all that remains of finely decorated burial shrouds that disintegrated long ago.
These are some of the first pieces of accessories that we see that were probably attached to clothing by Homo sapiens. They're found in their thousands in burials covering people from head to toe.
It just fascinates me that this was done so long ago and done with such intricacy and such detail and such precision.
They must have really valued them then because it took them so much time.
What impresses me is that the effort, the detail, the intricacy, this is proof that people were not just clinging to the edge of survival. They had spare time to invest into learning and trading and making these amazing garments that might have just been for burial rather than something they were worn every day, because it's not terribly practical to have thousands of beads on you to rattle around if you're going on a hunt for a mammoth.
These ways of honouring the dead see humans striving for something beyond the realm of everyday survival. But some of their rituals are truly challenging to us today. Not least those found here in Gough's Cave in Cheddar Gorge, where human remains were found dating back 15,000 years.
When you look at the remains, there's actually very, very clear evidence that they were cannibalized. We can see human tooth marks where they've chewed at bits of bone. We can see cut marks on these bones where they would have been defleshed using a sharp object.
There's been a great deal of focus on one particular find, a drinking vessel with a gruesome tale to tell.
The strongest evidence for ritualistic cannibalism that we see here is the forming of these skull cups. So this is where the back of the head is very, very carefully removed. The cavity is cleaned out completely and it's turned into a drinking bowl. It's a very sophisticated process. There's many different reasons that people turn to a cannibalistic behaviour. It can be because they're just hungry, but it can also be a ritualistic behaviour. It can actually be about honouring the dead, taking in your ancestors.
As shocking as they are, these ancient ways may never be fully understood.